Hey, Ryan, this is Adrian Gomez. Wanted to get on here. I apologize for not being here fast enough and getting this to you. So let's get right into it. Out of this back leg, you get into about 112 degrees into your back leg, which is great. I want it to be below 110, so I think that this back hip can sink a little bit more. Right here, right where your knee goes inside, you do a pretty good job of staying on that back leg and staying tight. Nothing seems to collapse out of that, which looks pretty darn good. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see here. Okay, so power to the back leg, that's something that I definitely want you to work on. We're talking maybe an inch or two with the back hip. And then your back leg continues and doesn't collapse. It looks really, really, really good. So the next thing that we're going to look at is, as far as a weakness, is your front leg. Now, your front foot is opening up quite a bit. Your back toe and then your front toe are quite wide. I'd probably say they're right around a foot apart, which is quite a bit. And what that doesn't allow you to do is to stay stabilized. So you can see that this front knee is bowed out internally. And what I'd like to do is just shift your foot from here to there, and that would straighten out your knee to ankle. So I don't think it's a knee issue. I think it's more of a foot issue. I think you're not stepping as straight as you should. Because then from here you take it and then you have to shift around to get it straight. But it is quite wide. See here. Yep. So we want to be a little bit more aggressive. I think you could travel a little bit further with this front foot. You're about to plant it, and you could probably travel maybe another foot or so into that front leg. So that's I definitely think that you have an internally rotated front knee. I think you're going to benefit from box drill 1, box drill 2, walking windups, walking torques, and similar drills like that. Marshalls would be a good one too. Just getting the direction of that front leg. So I think that's where there's some weakness in your throwing motion. Let's go into the next one, which is double angle at foot strike. And I think you have wide enough angle. So you're striding far enough, which is good. You have a good stride out of that, which is not an issue. You're doing a good job of getting off the mound and getting out. And let's see here. About 114 degrees into that front knee. So at release point, let's see here. At release point, right around there, you're still at about 114. So what that means is, 114 is quite low, and I'd like for it to be 146. So what that does is your front leg is going to stabilize and stop, while your upper body is going to rotate up and over. And so you, when you're that low at about 114 degrees, you can't stop as well as you should, which, you're losing a lot of that energy out of your front knee into the ground. That's not in the baseball anymore. So that's something that we can help and stabilize. I think a lot of our drills that I've designed for the front leg are going to help a ton. So backside looks good. The front side definitely is where I would focus a lot of my time. A lot of that might be hamstring stability, hamstring flexibility. There's definitely some weaknesses. There might be some glute issues with your butt, as far as like squatting and glute strength. So that's especially on that front side, on that left side of your body. So. All right, let's move on to the upper body. Okay, we're going to look at posture at ball release. Once you're at posture, or once you're at release point, your posture's here. when you start, you're straight up and down. So that there's quite a bit of a change in your posture to throw that ball. So in order to minimize that, right there, when you start, this is where your posture is. My son just came down, so sorry about that. Your posture is very good there. Then from there, your chest goes down, and then it has to come all the way open. So that's a large head movement. That's really not ideal for keeping you rotated and tightly around your body. So that's something that I definitely would work on, is just trying to keep your upper body back. I know that's kind of unorthodox, but it's provided a lot of success to help our kids rotate more efficiently and stay in their posture, because that your arm slot, that's your posture. I mean, that's where you're at, and I don't want to change that. I want to keep that the same, and a lot of coaches will try to change something. I want to keep that the same, so I want to make it as normal as possible back here. So, all right, we're going to go look at release point. So back's here. It's probably around, I can't get that, there's a middle frame that I'm missing, but it's probably right over that front foot. I think the reason why it's not as late as it should be out here, and it's not as late as it should be because of that front knee. So I think that has a lot to do with getting your arm out further. So your front leg is really obstructing your release point. So I think that launch, I think that's something that I want you to work on as well. That's a weakness of yours. Okay. Now, and this doesn't mean that you're not good. This means that we're trying to make you the best pitcher in the country, which means that we've got to change. And your age right now, your mechanics need to change in order for you to become the pitcher, the man that you desire to be. It's not going to be staying the same. It's going to be you changing and improving. So we're going to look at front stacking out of this. So your ability to stack your lower body, you do a very, very good job of staying back on that back leg. I'd like to see maybe a little bit more of a tilt with your spine. That being you having a little bit more at plant leg, because once you plant, your head's straight up and down. And I'd like for you to be, let's see here, once you plant, you're already open. See here. You're already open. You should be completely back when you plant. So this upper body should be completely back. Front glove should be up. Arm should be up. Everything should be rotated backwards and holding that tight. So stacking, definitely something that you need to work on with your upper body. Let's move into front glove. Front glove's pretty good right here. Everything looks good. And then that arm drops a little bit further, and you're going to start seeing this posture tilt this way just to get the ball out. And a lot of that has to do with, number one, your front knee, and then number two, your front glove. And those two are the biggest issues that you face right now, because there's instability in your front leg, and then there's also instability in that front glove. So that front glove's got to pinch a lot tighter to help you rotate through that ball. And that's the kind of rotation we're wanting. We want you to rotate around that spine. And when your front glove is this low, it throws off that posture and that rotation and creates a change in axis, which your spine changes, which reduces the amount of rotation that you have at your chest, which slows you down. So the front knee and the front glove both need to be worked on. You can put a 2-pound ball in your front glove when you throw, so that you can feel that front glove and really pinch into it. So that's something that I want you to work on. Let's look at high elbow out of this. I think you look pretty good. Both your elbows. Your elbow is consistent. 178 with your shoulders. They're all connected, which is nice. That's what we want. We want an elbow that's connected with both of the shoulders. So that looks great. And so that's not an issue. Chest extension. You do a good job of driving your chest. I know that you have to because of this chest or because of this front leg. So you're about 42 degrees. I'd like you to be about 50. That's going to be possible by fixing this front leg and straightening it out and just making it more firm. That chest is going to be a lot easier to get to that 50 degree mark, and that's maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 inches. So it's not astronomical. All these moves, all these movements are very, very small, and when you have those kinds of small movements, it gets kind of overwhelming. But that's where our program, kind of breaks it down, has individual drills to fix and reprogram your body to throw harder. So the last thing that I want to look at is acromial line. So I don't think one thing I do see just off the top of my head is this shoulder blade never really pinches. I don't see a shoulder blade at all. I don't see an elbow back here. There's no scap load at all. So that's something that crossover symmetry is going to provide as far as strength. Our weighted balls, like all you need to buy is a 2-pound ball, and you can do our arm care program with a 2-pound ball. So that definitely has that shoulder blade has to be pinched, and that's going to create a lot more power out of your arm. So that's that scap pinch. That's definitely something you've got to improve on. I think. I'm just seeing the lack of pinching. I don't see that elbow at all. So that's something I want to see as well. So thanks for sending this in. I apologize for the delay, and I'm going to send this off to you right now.